Hey, this is Blake
And Joey.
from Devour the Day, and you're watching So Fucking Cool magazine.
All right, So Fucking Cool here with the guys from Devour the Day. How you guys doing, man?
Excellent.
Good.
Rough.
Long adventure, yeah.
But, it's over, so...
You should tell them what happened. Or does you already know?
I got the idea, but, no one else does, so...
Yeah, tell them.
Well, we woke up this morning and our tour bus wouldn't start, so we had to make a quick decision to hop into a minivan and load everything that we had to do a show, and just started driving. And we got here about 30 minutes before we hit the stage.
8 hours later,
Yeah. It was rough, but we made it, and we're here, rock and roll. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was probably one of the most adventurous days. It was exciting. So
yeah.
I gotta give you a
Team Unity.
A for an initiative there. It's fucking rented the car.
Yeah.
30 minutes before doors open, and here you guys are.
Yeah, we made it.
And you guys put on an amazing show, man.
Well, we had to get to this interview. You know that.
That's it. You're like, fuck it.
We had a commitment, man. We had a commitment.
Now, last year you guys released Soar, and that is actually a personal record for the two of you, is it?
For sure, yeah. As I would say, all of our music tends to be pretty close to our hearts, yeah.
We write a lot of songs, and if we don't feel like it's has enough sustenance, we'll start over, essentially.
Suffer, overcome, and recover is what we're
Correct.
Yep.
meaning that goes through there. And you can hear it in the words, you can tell that you guys been through some shit.
Today was one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We're in the recovery mode right now.
Yeah.
Now, the last single that I heard from you guys, I understand you got a new one that just came out, but The Bottom, when I watched the video, man, that was amazing.
Thank you.
It showed exactly where you guys came from. I mean, I seen your first interview, the first venue that booked you.
Yeah.
You guys got right to the core of showing where you came from and what you are.
Man, I'm so happy you say that, because it was very big deal for Blake and I to be able to do that. And to go back there was harder than you think, but it was actually a really beautiful thing. You start to realize maybe how far you've come in this crazy world, So it was a really good experience for us and the fans. I mean, the connection that's created is we could only hope for.
Now, when you speak about how far that you come, let's talk about the time that you guys realized that you're actually becoming something. You guys have been doing this for 10 years, you know what I mean? Tell me about the first time when you heard yourself on the radio. You knew that, like, you know what, this just ain't a club show hobby anymore. We're actually doing something.
I think the first time was, we were just getting started, and we had finished our first demo, and it was the first time that we had heard our music like mixed, and where the drums were really loud and the vocals were really good and everything, and that was like when we realized, like, oh, we can do this. And so we learned to do it on our own since then. And I don't know, I feel like ever since then we're still chasing the idea that we've made it. And I think that for both of us, when we can look back at a library of music that means the world to us and means a lot to other people, I think that's when we can say we've made it. Because I feel like there's no dollar amount, there's no sales amount, there's no record, there's no platinum, there's no all that stuff. That's good, but it seems like everybody's still trying to get further and further and further and further. So chasing the Joneses in that sense, I feel like for us, our biggest achievement, what we would consider to have made it, it would be a library of songs that have told our story, that have reached out to people and helped people, and things that we can be really proud of. And this last record, these last two records, both of them we feel are a part of that journey, at least the first couple steps.
Yeah. Awesome. And you guys definitely go all out. I mean, we're here at pushing 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? You guys had a long day, a stressful day.
Yeah.
Before that, we started this. Your fans that came for the meet and greet package, they waited around, and you guys made sure you took care of them upstairs, and it was amazing to see. You know what I mean? You guys could have easily told everyone to fuck off today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That thought crossed in our minds, especially when we were like, let's get a van and go. But then we were like thinking, you know how cool of a story it would be if we actually made this show and we did the whole thing. And
well, you said it a bunch today too. Like it just feels good doing the right thing, and we have run Devour the Day that way. And yes, there are tough times, but as a crew, as a group, we're very tight. I think because of that streamline of just being real, being honest, come what may, that kind of feeling. So.
Well, in this day and age, it's really important to have that connection with your fans and to show that you go all out. I mean, because unfortunately, being a rock star is different than what it once was. I mean, you guys aren't making the money off of record sales as much as they were years ago, because you got streaming, you got this and that. You guys got to do the extra steps. I mean,
we'd rather be called professional musicians than rock stars anyway, I think. Like the idea of being a rock star, and some people don't like hearing that. They don't like hearing that, but we talk about the fact that we want a creative lifestyle, and the fact that we can wake up every morning and maybe add something to our own legacy for our kids, and maybe the legacy that reaches out to other human beings on this crazy little blip of nothing time that we have here, and that's just more important to us, you know. And if the climate of the music business has been ever changing, especially the last 10 years, and so I think we have to have that mentality, or we wouldn't survive in this crazy storm that is whatever's going on with rock and roll. You know what I mean?
It definitely is what it is, and I think most musicians, artists today have to figure out other ways rather than just selling a record and, you know, going out on tour. Which for Joey and I, we've spent years trying to build other avenues to help us creatively. I mean, our main goal is just to live a creative lifestyle, like you said, and to just wake up and
eat
work,
eggs,
eat
and
some
create
eggs,
a song.
have a little bit of coffee,
Yeah.
talk about what we're going to start working on, and then just go to it. And that's what we do for the day. And if it makes money, if it falls off the chart, whatever it's going to do, that's not the goal. The goal isn't to have. We can't judge a piece of artwork based on its success in the market. It's really about, did you create something else today? Yeah, you wrote a song 5 years ago that was really great, but did you create one today? Are you still doing that today? And that's our focus, right?
Even if the best song you ever wrote was yesterday, you still have to wake up. I mean, it plays very well to the reason why we're named what we're named. But I think that's why we did that, is to kind of constantly push ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Keep working.
Well, I mean, you even see the people that have been in this business for 40 or 50 years are reinventing themselves one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Gene Simmons that's going out there on a daily basis. It's got to take a jab at a big rock star just to keep
do a reality show.
Relevant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see Metallica going on. The tour's going to get announced on Monday for stadium tours, but they're playing with Lady Gaga tomorrow. You know what I mean? They're doing the Jimmy Kimmel thing where they played the high school instruments. And shit. I mean, would you ever in a million years think Metallica would have to ever, you know?
My 12-year-old self saw them do that. I mean, I don't know if I would get it at first. I'd be like, wait a minute. What are they doing to my favorite song right now?
You know? It's just a little bit of mind-blowing of seeing how you got to go that extra step to go ahead and reinvent yourself, so to speak, to stay relevant in this day and age.
Well, I think, too, that's the important thing to remember, is that it's about the artwork and not about the business, even though it is a business, and you have to pay attention to that to be able to continue and be professional and all that. But I think if you don't evolve, then you're not even in tune with the concept of art itself, which is this ever-changing, ever-pushing the limits, always changing the standards, always pushing acceptance and new ideas. And I think that if you're not aware of that concept in the beginning, you're kind of probably screwed a little bit anyway, because you're just going to be worried about, should I have one red stripe or two red stripes in my hair? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Wait, purple stripes been done before, bro. You gotta go with like yellow.
Which I can't say. I mean, I've had a blonde mohawk, so I mean, I'm not saying that you don't do things when you're young, but.
right. No, I want to touch base back on the SOAR concept of almost reinventing yourself after you hit rock bottom. And I did some research on you, and I've seen some of the bands that you have for influences. And one of the bands that I want to break up is actually, it's a singer, and it's Tim Lambesis. Mm-hmm. He just got out 2 months ago, and you can say that he's definitely hit rock bottom with the things that he's gained through. Mm-hmm. Would you guys be willing to give him a chance to go on tour and work with him, or have any?
It's really hard to say without probably the correct information on his personal life. I know whatever's been released and the press of it, but I don't think that I know anything personally about the situation. But in the idea that are we all worthy of redemption, I think I have to pray so and hope so, or I'm screwed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's probably one of the most beautiful. It's a really good question. It's probably one of the best questions we've had, because it's just.
It's way better than if you could get in a time machine and go tour with the past and pick one musician and to play with. Who would it be?
Right.
I think that. I mean. Ideally, you want to give everybody a second chance, like you said. Yeah. We'd have to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, right.
From what they're saying, I mean, he does have his life's getting back together.
Yeah.
He's 2 months out. He's getting married in April.
Yeah.
Got a book deal.
Yeah.
He's already recording. Yeah. I mean,
for me, there are a lot of artists that are doing that. I mean, we've watched a lot of our mentors, a lot of people that we've looked up to, a few really fall off the wagon hard, and their bands move on without them.
Yeah.
We've dealt with that, within our own band from the last time, and time heals everything, and then you allow the person to hit rock bottom and pull themselves back out, and I think that speaks for a lot. So we've made amends with people in our past, and we've seen people almost, I wouldn't say revenge, but I would say almost like a success that's rooted in recovery, Do
you think you have to blame social media on things of that aspect? I mean, nobody was there. We weren't there. We don't know half the issues of half the things that go out with these videos that
for
get
sure.
slammed on.
For sure.
There's going to be, unfortunately, how many phones did you see at the show tonight from
right.
out there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's little snippets and it's little pieces, and it's everyone has a bad day, and you never know what goes behind that. I mean, today, like I'm going to bring up your meet and greet today. You guys have been total assholes and been like, you know what? Hey, thanks. Here's a handshake. I understand. We're obligated to do this, but you know what I mean? But that kind of shit sticks with you, because you never know who's going to be out there tweeting the next. You know what? They're like, tomorrow today? Assholes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny when you say that. When I think about social media, most of the stuff that I remember is actually funny and or really positive, and so I guess that makes me pretty hopeful about the whole idea. If I were to see that someone had done something charitable and you are able to react, or there's this video of a stepdad who is allowed to adopt his daughter, and she surprises him with that information. I mean, that's the kind of thing that sticks into my head. You know what I mean? So all the other stuff, I mean, okay, I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't have time to deal with all that.
There's nothing that goes up on Facebook without a little bit of a tinge of, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
For
us too. I mean, that's part. That's reality.
And so it's hard to draw the line between when somebody's putting their personal life out there, and it's not right.
Right.
It's too much. and it's like, hey, look at me, and focus on all these other people that have done me wrong and blah 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 and all that, you know. And I think there's a line, and then there's a line.
He's
where
always calling me saying, Joey, enough with the cleavage shots. You know what I mean? I know you're trying to get your Instagram up, but
Your cleavage.
yeah.
Okay. I just posted another pic. Hey,
Yeah.
you're on my Facebook.
Shave your chest first, man.
Do you find it hard to balance out? Do you have your own personal pages?
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
just, we're
But
not,
mine's not like a fan thing.
No,
Mine's
I mean,
still
I'm saying-
like my
I'm saying,
own
like,
personal.
You guys are human beings. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Facebook is, you know, it is
Yeah.
what it is. You're
Yeah.
gonna want to talk to family and friends.
Right.
Being able to connect.
But I
with
also
them,
stay
that's-
very open to the idea that if I don't want to get on the computer and stare at Facebook or Instagram, I just don't do it. I mean, it doesn't. I don't have this like
we grew
moment
up
of
in that area where we grew up in high school before the internet, before all that stuff really took a hold. So we know the differences between people that have spent so much time on social media that they don't know how to interact with people on a physical level. Like, they don't know how to shake hands, look people in the eye, and ask a question to have a 30-minute conversation with them. They would rather view that person from afar, hit a like button, give them a comment, and, you know,
Do a
I don't want
selfie,
to come to
yeah.
Thanksgiving, but I want to look at all your stuff.
Right.
You know? So, and we know the other side of it, which is obviously the great benefit of being able to connect with your family all over the country at almost like a mass email type of situation. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what I did today, and you send it to everybody you know, and because you want them to know what's going on with you. So
yeah.
there's a fine line, and,
Yeah.
and we're inherently not social media people.
And we take pride in that.
Yeah.
It's somewhat better.
Right, and
to
people
be
are
in a
always
position
going to tell
stay
us
off.
to post more. Every business guy is going to tell us to do, but you know what? We've talked about it. It's either going to be a creative and we'll put it up, or it's going to be something tangibly cool that we think is cool and we want to share with our family and friends. Otherwise than that, I don't.
I mean, with the trolls that are out there, it's too hard.
Why
to
force it?
not-
Why force it, man?
You know what I mean? I mean, look at what Suicide Silence just did when they released their last song, and the drummer went on there and he was calling people faggots and saying your mom's a slut, and it was just like, no, you know
It's
what I
just
mean?
too much, too far.
Yeah, that's
It's way too far.
I didn't. I have no reference because I.
It's awful.
It's
awful.
You know, take a second, you'll see.
Go check it out.
If you get bored.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But after this wraps up, you guys are touring for another 6 weeks, I'm
Yep.
assuming?
This is the fourth show on this run, so we did the back half or the first half with them. They went overseas, and when they came back over, they were really nice enough to ask us to come back out on tour with them, and so we definitely couldn't say no. And
No, yeah, they're awesome people.
yeah.
I'm assuming there's going to be some festival dates or someone throughout the summer. And
We do. We have some festivals coming up, and but a lot of it is gearing up for the future for us. Actually, we
Writing another record.
have a lot of inspiration going on and a lot of things to stay. This year's been insane. So we want to make more music. We want to get our catalog to grow. So we'll see. You never know. The bottom's doing really well, and sometimes that affords the ability to give more of SOAR to the people, and I would love to do that as well. So I mean, we're just kind of seeing what's best for the fans and what's best for us, and keep on rolling.
Great.
Yep.
People want to follow up. They want to know more about you. They want to buy the albums. They want to see the tour dates. They want to see the festival shows. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go?
DevourTheDay.com. That'll link you into every single thing that you need about the band. It'll take you to any social that we have. It'll let you see that our Instagram isn't like everybody
Our
else's.
Instagram
It's unique.
is really cool. Joey takes a lot of time to make sure that our Instagram is very
Not that much
artistic.
time.
Not that much time, but it's really artistic.
Joey
and
stays up
it's
hours and hours.
He takes all day.
He's a lonely bass player. I want you to hear this.
No, but it is really cool, and you should definitely go check it out because it's definitely something special. And
Try to make it different. Try to do something different, right?
yeah, it's awesome.
Definitely.
So yeah, DevourTheDay.com. Link you
Facebook.
in.
Perfect.
Twitter. We'd love
Thanks,
to hear what you have
guys.
to say.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking around tonight.
Hey,
and
thank you
doing
for
this.
supplying my friendship.